Stop! If you are about to start that cardio routine right now, you could be putting your heart and your knees at risk this very minute. Imagine that a simple walk or a jog could be the hidden trigger of a serious injury, and you wouldn't even know it until it's too late. What if the very habit you think is protecting you is actually endangering you? Stay with me for the next few minutes because what I'm about to reveal could change the way you move forever. What do you think about this risk? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. I'm Dr. Carlos, a physiotherapist who has spent more than 25 years helping men over 60 stay active and healthy. I see dozens of patients every week who proudly tell me they run 3 times a week, ride a bike, or walk briskly because they want to keep their hearts strong. I respect that dedication. It shows you care about your well-being. But there's a subtle mistake that many of them make, and it's not about the amount of cardio, it's about the type and the way it's performed. Most of us grew up hearing that any cardio is good cardio. We lace up our shoes, step outside, and think we're doing the right thing. You probably have a routine that includes a fast walk in the park, a light jog around the neighborhood, or maybe a session on a stationary bike. These activities feel safe, they feel familiar, and they give us that satisfying sense of accomplishment. Yet, hidden beneath the surface, a silent danger can be brewing. Let's talk about the most common cardio habit for men over 60. High-impact jogging or running on hard surfaces. I call it the silent cardio assassin. It looks harmless, just you, the pavement, and a steady rhythm. But after 60, your body changes in ways that make that impact far more taxing. Your joints, especially the knees and hips, lose some of the cushioning they once had. The cartilage thins, the synovial fluid becomes less abundant, and the bones become a little more brittle. When you pound the ground with each footfall, the shock travels up those joints, and over time it can cause micro tears that turn into chronic pain or even serious joint degeneration. Now, you might wonder why this matters for the heart. The truth is that high-impact cardio forces the heart to work harder to pump blood to muscles that are constantly being stressed. In a younger body, the cardiovascular system can usually keep up. After 60, however, the heart's elasticity decreases, and the arteries may have built up plaque, pushing the heart with sudden spikes in intensity, such as when you sprint a few meters to catch your breath, can trigger dangerous arrhythmias or spikes in blood pressure. It's not the cardio itself that's the problem. It's the sudden, repetitive jolt that your aging system struggles to absorb. I've seen this firsthand with a man named Miguel. Miguel was 62, fit, and loved his early morning jogs. He never felt any pain at first, but after a few months he started noticing a dull ache in his right knee after each run. He brushed it off, thinking it was just a normal aging thing. One morning, while jogging on a concrete path, he felt a sharp pop in his knee and had to stop immediately. An MRI later revealed a torn meniscus that required surgery. The doctor told him that the repeated impact on a hardened surface had accelerated the wear on his joint, something that could have been avoided with a lower impact approach. So, what exactly is the mistake? It's the combination of 3 factors: high impact, repetitive motion, and a lack of proper warm-up and cool-down. Many men start their run without a dynamic warm-up, jump straight into a steady pace, and finish abruptly. They also often ignore the warning signs their bodies give them: tightness, slight shortness of breath, or a racing heart that feels out of sync. These are early alarms that the heart and joints are under stress. Let's break down the warning signs you should never ignore. First, if you feel a sharp, stabbing pain in any joint during or right after cardio, that's a red flag. Second, if your chest feels heavy, if you experience an irregular heartbeat, or if you become dizzy, stop immediately. These could be signs of cardiovascular strain. Third, persistent fatigue that doesn't improve with rest may indicate that your body is not recovering properly between sessions. Now, you might be thinking, what can I do instead? I don't want to give up cardio altogether. The good news is that there are plenty of safe, effective alternatives that keep your heart healthy without the high-impact stress. One of the best options is brisk walking on softer surfaces, like a grassy field or a rubberized track. Walking at a pace that makes you breathe a little faster but still allows you to hold a conversation offers cardiovascular benefits while minimizing joint shock. Another excellent alternative is low-impact cycling, either on a stationary bike with a smooth pedal stroke or on a road bike with proper gearing that avoids excessive strain. Swimming is a powerhouse for heart health. It engages the whole body, builds endurance, and the water supports your joints, eliminating impact entirely. Even elliptical trainers provide a smooth motion that mimics running without the pounding. If you enjoy the feeling of a run, consider switching to a run-walk method. Start with a minute of gentle jogging followed by 2 minutes of walking, and repeat for the duration of your session. This reduces the cumulative impact while still giving you the run experience. Always begin with a dynamic warm-up, leg swings, marching in place, gentle lunges, to prepare your muscles and joints. End each session with a cool-down stretch, focusing on the calves, hamstrings, quadriceps, and hip flexors. To make these changes stick, set realistic goals. Aim for at least 3 sessions of low-impact cardio per week, each lasting around 30 minutes. Track how you feel after each workout. Note any pain, shortness of breath, or fatigue. Adjust the intensity gradually, listening to your body's feedback. If you ever feel uncertain, consult a health professional who can tailor a program to your specific condition. If this information is resonating with you, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next video where we'll dive deeper into specific strength training moves that protect your joints and boost heart health. Your feedback helps shape the content, and I want to make sure we cover the topics that matter most to you. In summary, the cardio activity that seems safest, running or jogging on hard surfaces, can become a hidden threat after 60 if performed without proper precautions. The impact stresses joints, spikes heart workload, and can lead to injuries that limit your independence. By recognizing the warning signs, swapping to low-impact alternatives, and incorporating proper warm-up and cool-down routines, you protect both your heart and your mobility, ensuring you can stay active for years to come. Remember, staying active is a lifelong gift you give yourself, but it must be the right kind of activity. Take a moment now to evaluate your routine. If you're still jogging on concrete, consider a safer path today, and if you found this advice helpful, please give it a like. You know, that little click that shows me this resonated with you. Now that you have a clearer picture of why that high-impact cardio can become a hidden threat, let's dig deeper into the practical steps you can take tonight, this week, and beyond, so you can keep moving without risking your heart or your joints. First, think back to the last time you laced up your shoes and headed out for a jog. Did you notice any tightness in your calves, a subtle ache behind your knee, or a breath that seemed a little too quick for the pace you were keeping? Those little signals are your body's alarm system, and they deserve your full attention. Ignoring them can turn a harmless routine into a cascade of injuries that may sideline you for months. Imagine you are on a familiar path, the pavement firm under your feet, the morning air crisp. You start with a gentle walk, then pick up the pace. After a few minutes, you feel a sharp twinge in the side of your hip. At that moment, many would push through, thinking a little discomfort is part of the process. In reality, that sharp twinge is often the first sign that the impact is stressing the cartilage that cushions your hip joint. If you keep going, the cartilage can wear down faster, leading to arthritis that makes simple activities like climbing stairs painful. That's why the first rule of safe cardio after 60 is to choose a surface that absorbs shock. Soft tracks, rubberized gym floors, or grass fields are far kinder to your joints than concrete or asphalt. Even a well-maintained treadmill with good cushioning can be a safe alternative, especially if you can adjust the incline to keep the effort moderate without pounding the ground. Now consider the heart. When you sprint, even for short bursts, your heart has to pump blood faster and harder. For many younger athletes, this is a normal stress that builds strength. But after 60, the cardiovascular system can be less flexible, and sudden spikes in blood pressure may trigger arrhythmias or put extra strain on the heart muscle. A simple way to gauge whether your heart is coping is the talk test. While you're moving, you should be able to hold a conversation without gasping for air. If you find yourself barely able to say a sentence before needing to pause for breath, you're likely pushing beyond a safe zone. In that case, slowing down, adding more walking intervals, or switching to a low-impact activity can keep your heart in a comfortable rhythm. Let's walk through a safe cardio routine that you can start tomorrow, step by step. Begin with a 5-minute dynamic warm-up, gentle marching in place, leg swings forward and backward, and easy side-to-side steps. This gets the blood flowing to the muscles and prepares the joints for movement. Next, choose a low-impact activity that you enjoy. Whether it's a brisk walk on a soft trail, a steady ride on a stationary bike, or a water-based exercise like aqua jogging. Aim for a duration of 20 minutes to 30 minutes, but keep the intensity at a level where you can maintain a conversation. If you're on a bike, set the resistance low enough that you can pedal smoothly without feeling your legs burning. If you're walking, keep a stride that feels brisk but not exhausting. A good cue is that you should feel warm, not sweaty. During the session, pay attention to 3 key signals. First, any sharp or localized pain that appears suddenly, especially in the knees, hips, or lower back, should be a stop sign. Second, if you notice your chest feels tight, your pulse races beyond what feels normal, or you feel dizzy, pause immediately and sit down. Third, watch for excessive fatigue that lingers for hours after the workout. A mild tiredness is expected, but lingering exhaustion can indicate you're overdoing it. When any of these signals appear, gently slow down, stretch, and evaluate whether you need to modify the activity or seek professional advice. After the main session, a cool down is essential. Walk slowly for 5 minutes, allowing your heart rate to gradually return to its resting level. Follow this with a series of gentle stretches. Calf stretch against a wall, hamstring stretch while seated, quadriceps stretch standing on one leg while holding onto a support, and a hip flexor stretch by kneeling on one knee and gently pushing the hips forward. Hold each stretch for 15 to 30 seconds, breathing deeply. This routine helps reduce muscle soreness, improves flexibility, and signals to your body that the session is ending, which supports recovery. Now, you might be wondering how often you should repeat this routine. For most men over 60 who are cleared by their doctors, 3 to 4 sessions per week strike a balance between staying active and allowing recovery time. If you're just starting, 2 sessions a week can be enough to build a foundation, and you can gradually add another day as you feel more comfortable. Remember, consistency beats intensity when it comes to long-term health. It's better to walk a little every day than to sprint hard once a week and risk injury. Let's talk about footwear. Another often overlooked factor. Shoes that are too stiff or lack proper cushioning can amplify the impact on your joints. Look for shoes labeled as designed for walking or for older adults, which typically have a softer midsole and a wider base for stability. If you're on a bike, make sure the seat height is adjusted so that your leg has a slight bend at the bottom of the pedal stroke. This reduces strain on the knees. For water-based activities, a good pair of water shoes can protect your feet from slipping while still allowing natural movement. Hydration and nutrition also play a subtle yet crucial role in safe cardio. Dehydration can cause your blood volume to drop, making the heart work harder and increasing the risk of dizziness. Aim to sip water before, during, and after your workout, especially if you're exercising in warm weather. A light snack with a balance of protein and carbohydrates, like a banana with a handful of nuts, about 30 minutes before you start can give you steady energy without feeling heavy. If you have any chronic conditions, high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, or a history of heart disease, talk to your healthcare provider before making changes to your routine. They can help you determine a safe target heart rate range, suggest specific modifications, and may even recommend a supervised program, such as a senior-focused cardio class at a community center. Having a professional's guidance can give you confidence that you're exercising within safe limits and can also help you track progress over time. Let's revisit a couple of real-life stories that illustrate how these adjustments can make a difference. Carlos, a 70-year-old retiree, loved his morning jog on the city sidewalks. After 6 months, he began experiencing a dull ache in his knees that grew worse each week. A visit to his physiotherapist revealed that the repetitive impact on the hard pavement had worn down his cartilage. He switched to a 30-minute walk on a local park's soft trail, added a weekly water aerobics class, and incorporated gentle strength exercises for his legs. Within 3 months, his knee pain vanished, and he felt more energetic than ever. Another example is Miguel, who was diagnosed with a mild arrhythmia after a brief episode of lightheadedness during a brisk run. His cardiologist advised him to keep his cardio at a moderate intensity, using the talk test as a guide, and to incorporate low-impact cycling. Miguel now enjoys daily rides on a stationary bike, monitors his heart rate with a simple wrist monitor, and reports feeling stronger and more confident in his heart health. You might be thinking, what if I still want the thrill of a run? The answer is that you don't have to give up running entirely, but you can adapt it to make it safer. One popular method is interval walking jogging on a soft track. Start with a 5-minute warm-up walk, then alternate 30 seconds of light jogging with 90 seconds of brisk walking, repeating this cycle for 20 minutes, and finish with a cool-down walk. This approach reduces the total time spent in high-impact mode while still giving you the benefits of a running stimulus. Over time, as your body adapts, you can gradually extend the jogging intervals, always staying within the comfortable breath range. Another adaptation is to incorporate strength training alongside cardio. Strong muscles support your joints and reduce the load on your bones during movement. Simple exercises like seated leg extensions, wall-supported squats, and resistance band hip abductions can be done 2 to 3 times a week. Even a few minutes of these moves each session can dramatically improve stability and decrease the risk of falls, which is especially important as you age. Pairing strength work with cardio creates a balanced program that protects both heart and skeleton. If you're uncertain about your form, whether you're walking with a slight lean, overstriding, or using an improper pedal technique, consider a brief session with a qualified trainer. Many community centers offer free or low-cost assessments for seniors. A professional can spot subtle misalignments and teach you corrections that feel natural. Small tweaks, like keeping your shoulders relaxed, aligning your feet straight ahead, and engaging your core, can make a big difference in how efficiently your body moves and how much stress is placed on vulnerable areas. Now let's address the mental side of staying active. Motivation can waver, especially when you're dealing with aches or concerns about safety. One effective strategy is to set a simple, enjoyable goal, like walking to a nearby cafe 3 times a week, or joining a walking group that meets on Saturday mornings. Social interaction provides accountability and makes the activity feel less like a chore and more like a shared experience. You can also track your progress in a journal, noting how you felt during each session, any pain levels, and improvements you notice. Over time, you'll see patterns that reinforce positive habits and highlight areas needing adjustment. Before we wrap up, I want to ask you a few reflective questions. Have you ever felt that a good cardio habit was actually causing you more harm than benefit? What specific signs have you noticed in your own body after a workout? If you've tried any of the low-impact alternatives we discussed, how did they feel compared to your previous routine? I encourage you to share your experiences in the comments below, because your story could help someone else avoid a painful mistake. Remember, the goal isn't to stop moving, it's to move wisely. By choosing softer surfaces, monitoring your breathing, respecting warning signs, and integrating strength work, you give yourself the best chance to enjoy many more years of activity, independence, and vitality. Take a moment right now to assess your current cardio habit. If you're still pounding the pavement at a fast pace, consider swapping that session for a gentle walk on a grassy path, a calm bike ride, or an aquafit class. Small changes today can prevent big problems tomorrow. If this information resonated with you, please give it a like. That little click tells me this message is reaching the men who need it most. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing so you won't miss the upcoming videos where we'll dive deeper into joint-friendly strength routines, heart-healthy nutrition tips, and practical guides for staying active safely after 60. Your support helps me keep creating content that matters to you, and together we can build a community of men who take charge of their health with confidence. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to hearing about your progress in the comments. Stay safe, stay active, and remember, moving smart is the key to a longer, healthier life. Now that you've seen how a single misstep in cardio can turn a healthy habit into a hidden threat, take a moment to scan your own routine. Are you sprinting on hard pavement, ignoring that subtle ache in your knees, or pushing your breath beyond a comfortable rhythm? If any of those pictures feel familiar, it's time to pause, reassess, and choose a gentler path that respects the wisdom your body has earned over the years. Remember, the goal isn't to stop moving, it's to move with intention, listening to every signal your joints and heart send you. By swapping a harsh jog for a steady walk on soft ground, adding a few minutes of low-impact cycling, or exploring water-based activity, you protect yourself while still reaping the cardiovascular benefits you deserve. I'd love to hear how you're adjusting your cardio today. Share your thoughts, questions, or success stories in the comments below. Your experience could be the very lifeline another viewer needs. If this message resonated, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing so you won't miss future tips on staying strong, flexible, and heart healthy after 60. Together, we'll keep building a community where every step is taken wisely, every heartbeat celebrated, and every year ahead filled with vitality. Stay safe, stay active, and keep moving smart.